What's up guys? Welcome to another video. Today we're going to be reviewing G2 against SKT Game 1. And the reason we're going to be reviewing this particular game on my channel is because Yike picked Lillia. That's our champion, right? The reason I'm really interested in this game is because I play competitively for the University of Mississippi at the highest tier in collegiate, and I don't get to play Lillia a lot. My team does not like when I play Lillia. Because Lillia farms a lot, it doesn't gank that much. But before I get into the video, I'm going to be giving away 3 copies of the new Lillia skin, Fairycourt Lillia. To enter the giveaway, I just need you to ask me a question in the comments of this video. Any type of question, and then in the future, like a week or 2 from now, I'm going to be making a video answering those questions and then giving away the 3 copies of the skin on that video to people that commented under this video. And I'll get to that video as soon as I get set up in Iceland, because right now I just finished my semester and I'm going to Iceland for the summer to be with my family. So the first thing I want to do is just look at the draft. So the enemy team has Twisted Fate, Xin Zhao, Azir, Varus, and Alistar. What I like to do is just imagine myself against those champions as Lillia. Against Twisted Fate, I feel like it is sometimes hard to play against him because he has the stun card and he's very ranged. Sometimes he has rapid fire cannon. So the later the game goes, it actually gets harder and harder to play against TF because he can stun you. Xin Zhao is interesting because he can kind of ult you away if you ult him to try to buy time and maybe not take damage from your ranged champions when they're hitting him when he's sleeping. It's pretty awkward to play against Xin Zhao sometimes, but it is a very playable matchup. You just have to kite him early game. If you get hit by all of his auto attacks, it gets a little hard. But here's where the problem comes, okay? These bottom 3 champions, Azir can always just wait for you to sleep him, and then he can EQ away. If you think about the game as just you against Azir, it's very hard to punish him with your ult because he can just EQ over a wall. Varus is going to have cleanse because in this level of competitive play, the Varus will always go cleanse here most of the time. I don't know, maybe he'll go ghost. I don't know. I'm not the biggest expert, but I believe that he will go cleanse. And then Alistar obviously has a cleanse in his ultimate. He can knock you away. You're very annoying to play against, but also very killable with your Landries. So overall, I think that SKT's team comp is pretty hard to play against, but it's not the end of the world. If you have teammates on your team that can facilitate you, maybe you can play. And the teammates on our team absolutely do not have any CC besides Rel. Honestly, if I'm looking at this game and I'm the Lillia, I'm happy that I'm solo AP, but I'm not so happy that I have 280 carries and a Yasuo. But we'll see what happens, you know? Let's get into the game. Looks like G2 is trying to defend a Raptor ward. A lot of mid laners will go for a ward on your Raptors, and looks like they predicted that. First blood, that's pretty good. Where would I path this game? I'd probably path bot lane because I have a Yasuo against TF top lane, which means that Yasuo is either going to be under his tower or he's going to be low health. And if I go there and the Xin Zhao goes there, we're probably going to lose the 2v2. If I'm looking at bot lane, I actually think that we have a more favorable 3v3. It depends on, you know, which spells are hit. But now you should be very happy about pathing bot. And you could even consider, if Kalista gets control of the wave, you could even invade the Xin Zhao's blue buff if you know that he's pathing bot. So I don't think that G2 actually knows where Xin Zhao is pathing. They can guess, but it's probably pretty likely that he's pathing bot. We're starting blue buff. Solo. Guys, no leash. Remember this. You don't need a leash, okay? Leashes are in the past, okay? We don't need leashes as junglers. Unless you're doing something really cheesy, which most of you guys shouldn't be doing, okay? We're playing Lillia, just full clear, you know? The only times I ever would want a leash personally is if I'm starting my red buff and I'm gonna run straight across to the enemy blue buff to try to kill the enemy jungler on his blue or his growth. Okay, he kited the wolf really far. That's pretty good. I actually would. So right here, I would. If I were Yike, if you're playing Lillia and you see this lane state, okay? If I knew that Xin Zhao was bot side, which I don't know if he knows or not. It doesn't look like they know. But if you knew that Xin Zhao was bot, you could just take your Raptors and then you could run into his blue buff and fight with your bot lane. Because your bot lane is going to crash this huge wave, which means that the enemy bot lane has to farm this wave under tower and then your bot lane has a timer to walk into the enemy jungle, so you can 3v1 their jungler. The only reason he's not doing it is I think that he just doesn't know where the Xin Zhao started. So if he walked into an empty blue buff, he'd be sad. Or maybe they're just calling that Kalista wants to do a cheater recall, which is fair enough. But you see, the owner is super scared that he's getting invaded by all three, so that he runs to his Gromp instead of doing his blue. So Mickey just walking in here actually makes owner's clear speed a lot slower, because owner has to path weirdly. He has to do his Gromp first and do it in a really like safe way. And now Xin Zhao won't actually know if he's allowed to check this crab. I don't know if he'll do it anyway, but he might just recall here since he thinks that this crab is gone. Looks like he is avoiding the crab, but instead of recalling, he's just playing for the fight. Right now, like, the reason that Xin Zhao is here is because the way that this wave is, I think T1 is expecting G2 to set up a trap. So right here would be a great time for Lillia to gank. But instead, Lillia went top. They were not expecting that, so that's a flash burn. Damn! Okay, Zeus actually auto-attack reset the board. It's cool. Yike has a good timer now. This is the crab. He is on the Gromp. And Xin Zhao didn't do the bot crab, so Xin Zhao is actually behind the camp already. Every time we get a round of full clears without anything happening, we're very happy. Now we know Xin Zhao's top since they saw the ward. They should know exactly where the Xin Zhao is. Now they know where he is again. Faker has sweeper, dude, that's crazy.
He's just farming and farming and farming, and again with these AP junglers, early on the difference won't be as pronounced, but once you get to mid game, once you get to the
he should know that Xin Zhao doesn't have the crab, so he should go to the crab right now. If he was counting Xin Zhao's camps, he should know that there's a crab up. Now again, his bot lane just crashed a wave, so I would consider even telling my bot lane to crash the next wave and playing for either a dragon or playing for the Gromp. Playing a little scared. That's okay. Okay, so our second full clear. We're up 2 camps. We're up 2 crabs. Caps TPs. That's really bad for them, I think. So personally, right here, when I see this, if I was Yike, I'd be like, okay, this play is probably over. Unless they jump on my Kalista, this play's over. And like, they don't have anyone to jump. So now, you should be recalling for the Void Grubs, and you'll be really happy. But he spends a little time, because like his Tristan had a committed TP, so we delayed our recall by a little bit. But now Rel is already at the Void Grubs, very good.
To see, Caps still has the jump away here. Owner can look for the wind, becomes lightning across the wall, doesn't land it. Caps now with the push in.
We should hit level 6 off like just 1 grub here because we got both crabs. Wow. Never mind. Maybe after 2? Oh, I can see his XP, yeah. He'll hit it after 2 void grubs. God, jungle XP sucks, huh? Damn, that was well played by Caps. And we got all 3 void grubs. This is a perfect Lillia game, honestly. Like, so far, this is very good for us. Even though we haven't done much in terms of, like, ganking, we've been there on the right timers. Looks like he's counter ganking top lane. They expect... You might ask yourself, like, how did Yike know to be here and be ready for Xin Zhao? And it's because of this wave. If you look, this wave is huge, and the TF has to crash this wave, otherwise he's just gonna die. So Xin Zhao has to be here to cover the wave. Because Xin Zhao has to be there to cover the wave, then Lillia also has to be there to cover the gank. Very well played. Really good cover gank. And now we're recalling for tempo. A really good exercise if you want to improve. Just ask yourself, where do you think Yike is gonna go out of base right now? If they wanted to play for Dragon, he would go bot side, right? I actually think that he should go topside and path down, and if the enemy team gets a dragon, then that's, you know, that is what it is. Or he should path towards top lane for another gank. And the reason I would not be thinking about dragon for myself is because I don't have Lillia ult anymore. So I think the most correct play is probably, he's probably just gonna path bot lane because they should know, they're a pro team, so they should know that TF's flash is about to come up. That's what I always talk about. It's very always what you want to do. If you ult, okay, you want to make sure that your W is ready for your ult. Okay, you don't want to W if you have your ult up when you can Q, ult, and then W. Just like this. It's the most optimal damage combo. So he came out of base. He did wolves first. I'm not a fan of doing wolves first out of base, but it's not a big deal. I don't think his tempo right now matters. He just needs to farm his camps pretty much. Right now it's not a timer for G2 to fight. It's a timer for them to just farm.
Want to try and start stacking them up early, particularly with the lead that they have already generated for themselves. Yike already halfway towards.
Like the worst case scenario here is if we fight, we're fine if the enemy team takes dragon right now. We're just gonna wait for our ult. And by the time we full clear all the way down bot, our ultimate should be up, or be coming up in the next couple of seconds.
Can just be pulled back at any time. And then you have Caps with the buffer on his W as well. There are a lot of slippery members here, so we'll see to what extent T1 can lock down a target.
Okay, so we see that the enemy team is starting dragon. When you don't have ult, you never want to start the dragon, but if you see the enemy team start the dragon, then you can start thinking to yourself like, can I fight it, you know? Do I want to be fighting the dragon? The answer is no, right? And the reason you are sometimes willing to fight dragon when the enemy team starts it is because they're taking damage from dragon, you know? It's good for you. So while they did that, we just full cleared. And now we have our ultimate again. So now it's time for Lillia to be able to look for a place, okay? So before she looks for any place, she's just gonna recall. Caps really got punished here.
Nice collapse from Zeus. And T1 punishing the roam from Caps. He's going to lose more than just a plate. He's going to lose 2 waves in the mid lane.
This was very bad for G2, for Caps to die there. Because he wasted time walking top and then he died on his way back. Like, very bad.
After the pause, able to bounce back and find a big pick.
Big thing there as well. Owner in a
Nothing for us to do on the map. Might just cover mid lane. This also sucks because right now is a timer for us to take the Raptors, but if we show on these Raptors right now and the enemy team is ready to respond, we might just die.
Given that Carrier isn't currently known on the map, I think Yike makes the right call.
The important thing for Yike here is you take a step in, you look for it.
But this just sucks, right? Like, we just spent like 30 seconds doing nothing because there's nothing for us to do. If Tristana was alive, pushing mid lane, we could have walked into those Raptors and easily took a fight. Another Vigrips are spawning. And we have our ult, so we're 100% starting these. You notice this? Like, it sounds very obvious, but a lot of people don't do this on Lillia. Keep track of your ult and your flash. Okay? Those are the things that matter the most. And when he has his ult, he's gonna want to do something proactive, like take the Blood Grubs. Do another fill clear. Enemy team did not fight us. That's fine. We just get the Blood Grubs for free. And now we're gonna want to look for a fight at the end of our fill clear. We might have to skip our camps even. Well, it looks like they're safe. Goodbye Yike to try to save him there. It didn't end up mattering, but it's good to look for. Deny the Raptors. Our camps are just out of sync now, unfortunately. I think the right play for Yike would probably be to just go to his Krugs and then recall and then go back to his blue side. That's probably what I would do. It depends on how much gold he has. He's just trying to farm for his Landries. Looks like they know that Azir's top, so they're gonna walk into their jungle. Gotta press our ult straight away. We watch mid lane. We used our sleep, but owner managed to get away. This looks pretty bad. This is pretty forced. I think they felt a little pressured to make a play, but I think Yike would have been much happier just taking the enemy Gromp, maybe, and taking his own Krugs.
Looks like the reboot was successful for Faker.
We're still strong, but the problem with, like, the problem with plays like this is that we took this play with our ult, right? But we didn't have our Liandry's yet, which means that we were kind of missing one component, and this is kind of the timer where you recall and you get your Liandry's. So now we used our ult for this play that didn't work, and we have Liandry's now, but we don't have our ult, right? And he uses flash, so we don't have ult or flash, and we but we have our items, so it's like a mismatch of timers. Like, you are usually happiest when you come out of base with Liandry's, your ult, and your flash, right? All three of those things. So if the enemy team were to fight this dragon, you know, you would feel a little awkward because you have the items to fight, but you just don't have the abilities. But you know, they took Herald, so we're just gonna take the dragon for free. No, he should assume that his top side is gone. Just finish his bot side camps. After doing his bot side camps, I'm guessing that he's gonna actually follow Tristana into bot lane to cover it. Because we have our ults up again now. Looks like he's covering. No, okay, he's gonna walk bot, yeah. I think this is the best play for us. Unfortunately, the enemy team has Herald, so they're gonna try to, they might even get 2 turrets topside. But this is just kind of what you have to do in a game like this. Saving his ult is good. I would run straight to the wolf camp, probably. He took his blue and his Gromp earlier, and he saw that the wolf spawned, so he should know that the wolves are up. It's really good that he takes those. And now he should know that all of his camps are spawning in like 30 seconds. So it's good to recall now. Make our way to our Gromp. In competitive games like this, I'm not going to pretend to be on the same level as these guys, but when you're walking on a base, or when you're resetting, you want to try to reset with a few members at once, right? So you see that Rel, Lillia, and Tristana all reset, and then they're going to walk mid. They're opening the map up into mid. And then as you're walking on a base, you ask yourself, what's your next play, and what are you playing for? So right now, the only objective on the map for G2 is just the mid lane tower. The tower is very low, so they want to play for it. They just have to find a timer where they can play for it. And you might see soon, like, I think that Yasuo is going to walk mid here, and I think Tristana is going to push the next wave, and then they might even like 5-man the enemy bot side jungle, or try to 5-man the mid tower. They're going to look for a fight around this area. But now Mickey got caught, so everything changes, right? Now Yike just has to farm. They're actually going to lose the mid tower because they didn't use Herald top. And this just sucks, right? Because Mickey X went in for vision, but he didn't have a team behind him, so he got chunked out for free, which made T1 have the tempo advantage. You see how they're sending everyone mid? Like, there's just not much for them to do besides get this mid turret. It's a very good Yasuo play there. Broken play is actually really good at Yasuo. So. It just sucks because it feels like everything that G2 has to do is like, they have to force really hard. And Yike dies. Yike dies without ulting. Let's go back. We used our flash to do something here. So this fight starts off pretty good, right? I'm pretty sure we get Varus flash for free. Okay, so what did we do? Let's watch Lillia in this fight. So we try to follow up on this, which is... It could have been possible if we didn't get slowed by owner. No, we're still full HP. Dude, does Mickey just die? Holy crap. Okay. And we stack on our Yasuo again.
And there goes Ona pushing forward once again. The Destiny.
Yeah, we just got gapped by owner.
Now locked up, shut down by Faker.
Like the thing is, like as Lillia, you're looking for the Q flash play here,
Yike trying to do everything he can.
but you kind of get chunked out here by Alistar's combo. And right here, owner just flashes to force us. This sucks as Lillia, right? When you get forced on like this, now you've lost your agency, right? If you were full health, you could just flash in here and get a huge ult. But we're low health, so we have to flash out. Every time you're playing a game as Lillia where you have to flash away, it's not looking good for you, right? Because you want to use your flashes to go in. We still have our ult, so maybe we can make something happen. But like, what kind of setup do you have? You have Rel for your setup, which is... Rel is countered by Alistar. So...
as well as a vet Lillia. There's a lot of powers. Broken Blade.
Like, these fights feel so bad. Our Lillia Q'd the Zins out twice. That's all she did. Where was the Lillia? I don't know. Maybe it's the pick. Lillia she was not going in. It really sucks. We're going Riftmaker. I think going Riftmaker into this team comp is pretty bad. I would go Rylai's. It's like, how often are you gonna stack up your Riftmaker? Our team is getting desperate to steal an Ocean Dragon, so now the enemy team still has numbers advantage.
Something's up here, gentlemen. As we take another look here, even though Broken Blade is able to deny the gold card, the amount of space being bought here by Owner and Keria specifically means that only Caps is actually dealing damage into the enemy backline, and even though Faker doesn't hit him with the ultimate,
yeah, Yike is nowhere. Let's see. We have our Riftmaker now. I think you still need like Zhonya's here. If I were G2 right now, I'd just be waiting for Lillia flash. Maybe we can make a big play.
Oh, there we go. We talked about it. TP is invested.
So BB has TP. Faker TP's up to the
No,
top.
Mickey's venting.
Mickey's gonna jump the wall. Faker not gonna slide forward. No vision in the pit for G2. Carrier flashing, not back. Locked up with the stun card. The chain of corruption.
No, your carry died. You can't do anything, even though you have flash. This Baron is gone.
Absolutely popping off in this game. He punishes Caps and now the Baron is on. They will get that though.
How they
Looking very scary for G2.
pressure side lanes, how they utilize the set of the map as Caps.
You just have to
Again, Caps exhausted, trying to trade with
try to find that one timer, that one flash play.
chain of corruption. And Caps
But now Varus has Edge of Night and Cleanse. Are you gonna be getting onto this Varus? Probably not. Azir has Zhonya's. You're probably not gonna kill him either. It's up to your team to do that job. Can your team do that? Because Tristan and Yasuo are gonna have to make like a miracle happen. At the end of the day, like, does the enemy team have to group? Not really. Like, they're not scared of you at all. They're so far ahead. Here, you want to fight this dragon. You don't want the enemy team to just get everything. You have to retake all this vision. The enemy team is coming out of base. They spent all their gold that they've been getting. So all 4,000 of this gold advantage just got spent. Hold on, Faker just messed up. This is the angle. Now we just have to find a really good sleep. He's looking for the big play, but he might be looking a little bit too much. Yeah, he's not willing to just pull the trigger. I think in a game like this, like, you just have to pull the trigger. He definitely had a few angles to maybe make a big play. But the problem is, like, I mean, the Varus won't get slept, he'll just kill you. So, if you go in here as Lillia, you have to be prepared to die to Varus. And now we don't have our flash or ult. We just have to fight with our normal abilities. Not much to do. Gotta hope that the enemy team doesn't end right now because you don't have ult. The ways you win games as Lillia from this position is you get a huge ultimate play in your base, and we just don't have our ults. T1's just gonna take Dragon, they're gonna push bot, and then they might push bot first because they have a huge wave. It makes a lot of sense. And then they're gonna do Dragon, and they're gonna recall again, and then do Baron, and the game is a bit cooked. I think Yike played pretty well in this game. You just have to hit those timers. Like, if you don't get full value out of your ult and your flash in competitive as Lillia, like, you're just not getting full value out of your champion. I don't think this game is like his fault, but I don't think you have the abilities on this champ to affect the game right now. We do have our Zhonya's now, so there's a chance that we go in and we can survive if our team follows up. So that's pretty good. But again, you're gonna have to wait for your ult and your flash to come up. Your flash is not gonna be up for this Baron, so if T1 fights the Baron as it spawns, it's gonna be really hard for us to do anything crazy. Okay. That's the type of stuff you gotta do when you're in this position. That's a really good play by G2. You gotta find the angles that are not expected at all, right? You have to drop your tempo. You have to sacrifice waves to find the enemy in a position where they do not expect you. That was really well played. It's still hard to like walk in here. The enemy team doesn't have to start Baron, they can just wait. But if G2 finds them, maybe they can do something. But because we killed Faker there, we actually have a little bit of time. Okay, they're gonna force the 5-5. But we have time to wait for our flash. But forcing the 45 is also good. They get the Baron. Yike forgot to ult. I do that all the time. Oh, we didn't have flash. If we had flash there, imagine how much we could do. But I think they kind of had to do Baron there. But Yike tried to do the Q ult Zhonya's, but sometimes because you have to press like 3 buttons really fast, you just end up Zhonya's-ing without ulting. It's happened to me a lot, so I don't really blame him, but it's very unfortunate. Can they defend this? It's 5v3 for 20 seconds. I think this game is probably over.
Trying to get both at the same time. They take one. Mickey goes for the engage last breath, but it's only on Zeus. The Magnus Storm not going to do too much. And it looks like it's all over for G2 in game 1.
Well, it was a good attempt, Yike. Yike was really good at farming. He had really good tempo. He just couldn't find the flash, the Q flash ult angles, which are very hard to find against a team like SKT. You know, it's very hard to play Lillia in competitive when she's not broken. But it was a good attempt. Hey, if you guys liked this video, please like the video and subscribe.